Yoga, chiropractic and HIV-AIDS. Chiropractic has 33 principles that comprise its philosophy. The first principle is that there is intelligence in the universe, universal intelligence. This intelligence is present in all matter and gives matter all properties and actions. The expression of universal intelligence through matter is the chiropractic meaning of life. This is the second principle. This intelligence is present in the body and it's called innate intelligence, principle number 20. There are many functions of innate intelligence. It adapts the body to its environment and maintains health, principle number 23, and does everything in the body that we don't have to think about, such as digestion, assimilation, excretion, healing of wounds, immune system function, and thousands of other activities. Innate intelligence operates through the nervous system, principle number 28. Interference with this innate intelligence results in lack of harmony or disease, principle number 29 and number 30. Interference in the body is due to subluxation in the spinal column, principle number 31. The vertebral subluxation is a misaligned vertebra causing interference with nerve messages between your brain and your body. Doctors of chiropractic specialize in locating, analyzing and correcting vertebral subluxations. Subluxations can be caused by trauma, toxins, impurities through diet, breathing, exposure to toxins, etc., and thoughts that can result in stressful responses. Most of the chiropractic work done with HIV/AIDS patients is new and very clinical. Clinical studies indicate chiropractic can 1. Boost immune system function, to help with secondary symptoms, i.e. peripheral neuropathy. 3. Address quality of life issues, reduction in stress, the prevention of disease and symptoms. All of these are self-empowering HIV/AIDS patients to live a more positive quality of life. This in turn increases life expectancy. Chiropractic has been proven on a very introductory scale. In psycho-immunity and the healing process, the holistic approach to immunity and AIDS, the use of chiropractic is highly recommended. Chiropractic alignment of the body, specifically to alleviate stress and tensions placed upon the medulla oblongata and the coccyx, is important in cases of AIDS and immune dysfunction. Adjustment of the medulla oblongata allows for clear flows of energy along the neurological pathways, which help stimulate immune system. Correct alignment of the coccyx, which is the reflex point for the adrenals, helps with proper functioning of endocrine system and nervous system. By helping to ground and center an individual, it promotes calm and reduces stress. To alleviate stress upon the medulla oblongata, we suggest alignment of the entire cranial area, in particular loosening and alleviating tension at the sagittal suture and the temporal mandibular joint. Page 127 *. Make note of the anatomy and the reduction of stress. PNI psychoneuroimmunology. There is a new science, deeply rooted in Western empiricism, called psychoneuroimmunology (PNI). This is a science that blends immunology, neurology, and endocrinology. It started, accidentally, with the discovery of experimental conditioning of the immune system. Robert Ader and Nicholas Cohen were studying taste aversion in animals by pairing the saccharin-flavored solution with a nausea-producing drug that coincidentally suppressed the immune system. After conditioning, the drug no longer given suppression of the immune system was still created when given saccharin, and in turn higher mortality rates. Conditioning of the immune system was also demonstrated with other animals. PNI has been getting increased attention due to its sound research. No one has done more than Dr. Candice Pert. She is a pharmacologist and research professor at Georgetown University in the Department of Biophysics and Physiology. Dr. Pert also was chief of brain biochemistry at the National Institute of Health for 13 years. She has done research that proves the nervous, immune, and endocrine systems have a multidirectional network of communication, linked by information carriers known as neuropeptides. There are many well-studied physiological substrates showing that communication exists in both directions for every single one of these areas and their organs. Dr. Pert goes on to state, the number of brain loci, Many within emotion-mediating brain areas are enriched with many types of neuropeptide receptors, suggesting a convergence of information processing at these nodes. Additionally, neuropeptide receptors occur on mobile cells of the immune system. Monocytes can chemotax to numerous neuropathies via processes shown by structure activity analysis to be mediated by distinct receptors indistinguishable from those found in the brain. Neuropeptides and their receptors thus join the brain, glands, and immune system in the network of communication between brain and body, probably representing the biochemical substrate of emotion. Ultimately, she has proven that emotion can have an effect on immune function. Not only that, but she also concluded that the body is the subconscious mind. Do you think that anyone self-empowered, with a good self-image, and feeling good about themselves isn't health? Think again. PWA people with AIDS have this battle daily, minute to minute, moment to moment. Chiropractic's role can't now be viewed as a mind/body therapy, whereby, working with the nervous system, we affect the emotions and the whole PNI network systems. This, in conjunction with yoga, represent the powerful model of self-healing. There is plenty of anatomical information that can correlate to the effects of chiropractic. Harvard-educated medical doctor, Herbert Benson's first book, The Relaxation Response, written in the 70s, concerned the physiology of meditation. Meditation has allowed its practitioner to perform so-called superhuman feats, like lowering heart, respiratory, and metabolic rates, and decreases in response to pain, muscle tension, and stress response. He concluded that meditation's power came from alteration in the nervous system from sympathetic to parasympathetic pathways. The parasympathetic system counterbalances the flight or flight sympathetic response. The sympathetic system response is what happens in time of stress. When stress prevents the molecules of emotion from flowing freely where needed, the largely autonomic processes that are regulated by peptide flow, such as breathing, blood flow, immunity, digestion, and elimination, collapse down to a few simple feedback loops and upset the normal healing response. Pert. Page 242-243. It is common knowledge that stress can play a big part in health, especially PWA. Stress engages the sympathetic nervous system to release glucocorticosteroids. Long-term consequences of steroid use include diabetes, osteoporosis, suppression of immune system making people susceptible to infections and cancer, peptic ulcers, internal bleeding, elevated cholesterol, impotence, interruption of menses, and ulcers, just to name a few. Anatomically, chiropractic seeks to balance the nervous system, allowing for the parasympathetic nervous system to respond correctly. This allows the whole system to function at optimum, including the immune system. As mentioned earlier, in psychoimmunity and the healing process, a holistic approach to immunity and AIDS, the parasympathetic system is referred to indirectly. The coccyx isn't only a reflex point for the adrenals, but located directly in front of it is the ganglion impart, a nerve center for the parasympathetic system. The authors also make mention of the medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata is the control center for the vagal nerve. This wandering nerve is the parasympathetic innervation to the heart, lungs, stomach, esophagus, stomach, entire small intestine, proximal half of large intestine, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, and upper portions of the ureters. This same anatomy is used in yoga, discussed later. There are many techniques that seek to provoke a parasympathetic response. One technique is sacral-occipital technique discovered by Major Bertrand D. Jarnett. D.C. Logan technique is another one that works with the sacrotuberous ligament to indirectly affect a ganglion impart. Dr. John Uplegger found craniosacral technique, which also evokes a parasympathetic response. In many ways, yoga and chiropractic share similar philosophies and anatomy. Yoga calls the life force innate prana. Prana is in matter, but it is not matter. Prana is conserved through the chakras, which are centers of energy. There are 7 chakras, 6 of which correlate to neurological plexuses. There is the Muladhara, which corresponds to the sacral plexus. The Swadhisthana is equivalent to the prostatic plexus. The Manipura corresponds to the solar plexus. The Anahata is analogous to the cardiac plexus. Parallel to the laryngeal plexus is the Vishuddha. Gana is located between the eyebrows and corresponds to the cavernous plexus. The pineal gland is anatomically equivalent to the Sahasrara, which is the crown chakra. Nadis are nerve channels through which prana flows. The Sushumna Nadi is the spinal cord, and the Pila Nadi and Ida Nadi are correlated with the sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system, respectively. Asanas and pranayama are designed to purify nadis. When these nadis are blocked, prana cannot flow freely and poor health results. Chiropractic and yoga also address lifestyle issues as well. Chiropractic and yoga firmly believe that you are what you eat. The pure and moderated diet is the best possible guarantee of physical and mental health, bringing harmony and vitality to body and mind. In chiropractic philosophy there is a concept of limitation of matter principle number 24. Innate intelligence works 100% of the time and is perfect. However, the material it works in is not. The material is the body, and it unfortunately has a tendency to get old and break down. In order to be at optimum health, innate intelligence must have an optimum medium to work in. An optimum body, via good nutrition, would give innate intelligence as close to perfect medium as physically possible. B. J. Palmer, the developer of chiropractic, wrote in his book, Palmer's Law of Life Vol. 36, 1958. The yogis of India have the right principle, mentally. The sincere yogi would make an excellent chiropractor for getting sick well, if he had knowledge and ability to correct the intermediary adjustment to restore power of internal innate, to perfect greater understandings. Yogis assume what is, to each, the most relaxed posture, which they assume for hours or days. In this way, they attain the peace and poise of plenty, and become in tune with the infinite. Sheldon. Page 22. Another mutual concept is exercise. Exercise is